Book 2, Lesson 10. Astronomy. Astronomy is the study of planets, stars, and other objects in space. Many people who take up astronomy first became interested when they were children.
Now, let's review word meaning. Choose A or B. When you study astronomy, you study A, stars and planets, or B, oceans and lakes. If you said A, you are correct. Astronomy is the study of all the things in space.
Besides. Besides means in addition to or also. Besides being on the soccer team, Sean loves playing basketball.
Now, let's review word meaning. Yes or no. Besides being his teammate, Juan could be Jordan's best friend. If you said yes, you are correct. Besides means also, so Juan could be Jordan's best friend and also his teammate.
Crater. A crater is a round hole in the shape of a bowl. It is found in the ground or at the mouth of a volcano. The hikers walk to the top of the volcano to look down into the large crater.
Now, let's review word meaning. True or false? Craters can be found on Earth and on the Moon. If you said true, you are correct. A crater is a large pit in the ground shaped like a circle. A crater is made when a meteorite or other flying object crashes into the surface of the Moon or a planet, such as Earth.
Degree. Degree has two meanings. A degree is a unit for measuring how warm something is. Cindy heated the oven to 350 degrees before she put the bread in to bake. A degree is a stage or step in a series that one goes through. By degrees, Malcolm taught his puppy to obey commands like sit, heel, and give.
Now, let's review word meaning. Choose A or B. Which of these does a degree measure? A, heat, or B, height? If you said A, you are correct. A degree is a unit that measures temperature, or how warm something is.
Diameter. Diameter is the distance from side to side and through the center of a circle or a round object. The diameter of the trunk of our old oak tree was at least 30 inches.
Now let's review word meaning. True or false? The diameter of a water bottle is larger than the diameter of a tree trunk. If you said false, you are correct. Diameter is the distance through the center of a round object. A tree trunk is much larger than a water bottle.
Gaze. To gaze is to look steadily at something for a long time. Sam and Julie gazed at the polar bears swimming in a large pool at the zoo.
Now let's review word meaning. Yes or no? When Rob flipped quickly through the book, he gazed at every page. If you said no, you are correct. To gaze means to stare at something steadily for a long time. When you flip through a book, you look at pages very quickly.
Gravity. Gravity has two meanings. Gravity is the force on our planet that pulls things toward the center of the Earth. Gravity causes an apple to fall to the ground. Gravity is the condition of being serious. Celia understood later the gravity of what she had done by playing too close to the large waves.
Now, let's review word meaning. Choose A or B. Which of these is the same as gravity? A, being funny, or B, being serious? If you said B, you are correct. Gravity means understanding how important something is. That is, being serious about it.
Reflect. Reflect has two meanings. To reflect is to turn or throw something back. The water reflected the sun so strongly that Giselle put on her sunglasses. To reflect is to think carefully about something. Paul reflected on the next chess piece he would move.
Now, let's review word meaning. True or false? If Linda stopped to reflect about the book she just read, she never thought about it again. If you said false, you are correct. To reflect means to think about something carefully, not to forget about it.
Telescope. A telescope is an object that makes distant things seem closer and larger. It does this by using mirrors and lenses. On a cool October night, Dad and Molly set up the telescope in the backyard to view the stars.
Now, let's review word meaning. Choose A or B. Which of these should you use a telescope to see? A, a star, or B, your shoe? If you said A, you are correct. A telescope makes things that are very far away seem bigger and closer.
Universe. The universe is all of space and all of the objects in space. The Milky Way is just one of many large groups of stars in our universe.
Now, let's review word meaning. True or false? Mars is outside the universe. If you said false, you are correct. The universe includes all the stars and planets everywhere in space.
Next, let's move to today's story. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. How far up does the sky go? It seems to go on forever. No one knows where space ends. No one even knows if it has an end. So let us explore a small piece of it, our system of planets. People have always gazed at the night sky. Long ago, they saw the moon and the stars just as we do today. But some people noticed something more. They saw that some stars moved slowly across the night sky. Now we know that the moving objects are not stars at all. They are planets circling the sun. About 5 billion years ago, the sun and planets were formed. They were made from clouds of gas and dust. Gravity pulled the chunks and pieces together to make lumps of matter. More and more dust was added to them. This made the lumps get bigger. The largest lump became the sun. It is a giant star. It shines brightly because it is an enormous ball of fire. 8 smaller lumps circle the sun. These are the planets. They reflect light from the sun. The 4 planets farthest from the sun are Neptune, Uranus, Saturn, and Jupiter. No astronaut will ever land on any of these 4. That is because they are made of gas. Each of these planets has rings around it. Each planet also has several moons. Jupiter is the largest planet. Its diameter is 11 times that of the Earth. 4 smaller planets are closer to the Sun. They are Mars, Earth, Venus, and Mercury. All of them are made of solid rock. Mercury is the closest to the Sun. It is very hot. The temperature there can rise to 840 degrees. That's almost twice as high as the top setting on an oven. About 400 years ago, the telescope was invented. People were able to look closely at the planets for the first time. The early astronomers were surprised. Saturn's rings were beautiful. Mars had huge craters. Jupiter had several moons. One of the moons was even bigger than Mercury. Our planet Earth travels around the Sun. It is on a path between those of Mars and Venus. We think that Earth is one of the few planets in the universe that has liquid water. Our distance from the Sun gives us just the right amount of heat. If we were much closer, the oceans would boil away. If we were much farther away, the oceans would turn to ice. But the temperature is just right, so life in all of its forms is possible on Earth. Scientists now know that there are other suns besides our own. These suns also have planets circling them. They are very, very far away. Is there life on any of them? We do not know. They might have creatures that are smarter than we can imagine, or Earth may be the only planet anywhere that has life. As more of space is explored, we may someday find out. The end.